Awesome. Going to share my screen and get started. Now, some of you, just to give a little background, or some of you went through some of my personal enrollment onboarding call a week or two ago. So there's going to be a portion of today that's going to be a little bit redundant because I've already done some of this with my personally enrolled who are new, but hearing it twice, I promise, is not going to hurt. As we move through the content over the next couple of weeks, it'll all be fresh and new. But I wanted you all, we've had, let me just give you a backgrounder. We've had massive growth on this team, massive. And one thing we know for sure in network marketing is in order to grow exponentially, you have to have a system in place to train consistently. So we offered this training for the past 3 months. And when we did that, we created nearly 15 consultants and 2 or 3 crystal managers. Well, what happens with that is these new people who've come through bring in new people. Now we have to go back and start the training with the new people all over again that have been recruited, while those of you who came through the first program are now consultants and managers and are going to be pushing the rank advance towards director and executive. And it's my goal and hope that those of you who are going through for round 2 is that you actively participate and maybe contribute even more to the newbies who are brand new to the call. So that's just a little bit of a backgrounder behind it. And after each 3-month segment, we're getting great feedback from folks on what to add to the curriculum. People were begging for it to keep going. And so we said, we can't keep it going, but we'll include you in the next group and add in. So I'm loving that we've already got 21 participants on the line. Guys, 21 people eager to learn. So let's get started. So first of all, if you're brand spanking new, welcome. This is a large part of our team. It was a shot we took at Global Celebration last year, actually New Year's kickoff. It's not too late. I'm going to put in the plug. If you have not purchased your ticket to come to Global Celebration, it only happens once a year. It's in August. You will miss out significantly if you do not attend this. If you are on this line tonight, you are interested in building a business. If you are interested in building a business, you need to show up for corporate training. No doubt. If you want to be making 6 to 7 to multiple 7 figures, you've got to treat it like the income opportunity that it is. So that's my plug there. So who am I? Who's the voice on the other end? So this is me, Melissa Hinault. I'm going to be your tour guide along with some other leaders that are going to help facilitate this training over the next couple of weeks to months, who rank advanced from manager all the way up to paid as exec. They've done the do, and they're learning as they're growing, and they're leading. And so they're going to help me out and help lead some of these calls. Real quick, my background, if you haven't met me, that's my ISA baby. That's my 3rd child. I am an official corporate dropout. I came into Isagenix for the products, 100%, no interest in network marketing, was not educated about it, didn't understand residual income. We're going to learn a lot about that. But the products were life-changing for me, and I couldn't help but share them by word of mouth. And that's the power of network marketing. When a product works, it's results-oriented, it's emotional. Even if you don't intend to, people can start building. I then was wise enough to lean in and learn about the financial opportunity and have incredible leadership that helped me grow along the way. I was actually able to meet 6 figures. I was making over 6 figures with Isagenix residually while working full-time still in corporate America. So you may think on your end, oh, it's easy for her to say, and I want you to keep this in mind as we go through the training, oh, it's easy for her to say because this is all she does. This isn't all I did. I put in the work. I burnt the candle at both ends. There were days that I wanted to quit. There were days I didn't want to show up. But thank goodness I didn't. Thank goodness I had leaders that didn't give up on me, just like I'm not going to give up on you, because that effort, that burst and commitment and consistent effort consistently day after day after week creates momentum that becomes a freight train that you can't stop. And once you build an organization large enough, you build it once and get paid for the rest of your life. And that's where I am now. And that excites me. And that's why I'm here coaching and training you guys so that you can get there too. So I'm going to be your tour guide. I've been retired from corporate America. I fired my boss 2 years ago in August when my son turns 2. I never went back to work and stayed home with him to build this business. So that's me. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I am more than happy to support anyone on the line today because you're showing up and you want this. The objective of the call tonight, it may be a little bit more lengthy than it usually is because it's a kickoff call, kind of set expectations, going to give you the lay of the land, but also we're going to dive into some content. But I don't want you to think that every time we have a call, it's going to go this long. Moving forward, we'll have very targeted content that we go through. So the goal is just to meet each other, you know, on the line, see the faces of the people that you're going to be partnering with. You guys go from corporate professionals to previous network marketers to nurses to current business owners to pharmacists, clinicians. I mean, you guys run the gamut from blue collar to white collar to everything in between. And that's the power of network marketing because you don't have to have a particular resume. You just have to have grit and perseverance and passion for what you do to be successful. So the goal tonight is really to jumpstart your business through guided stepwise tools and training for success by current leaders on the team. And I've been working on this endlessly because I truly believe when I came in, it was a complete hot mess. There was no organization and we just had to figure it out. And I, you know, being super busy like you all are, you know, beg for someone just to tell me step by step, like I am super busy. I've got 30 minutes a day to commit to this business. Can you just tell me what I can do in these 30 minutes to get to grow this business and move forward in this business? And so my goal was to take a step back now that I have time and I'm not working full time and to create a curriculum for you guys that's a stepwise approach, keeping the full-time employee, boss, full-time mom, you name it, in mind. My goal is to give you spoonfuls of information on a weekly basis through a live webinar where you have an opportunity to ask questions, and then also through our Facebook team platform where you're going to see content that's going to start coming into that platform, where your leaders are going to be giving you wise nuggets of information on how to grow and build this business, okay? Now, the goal isn't money. The goal is living a life on your terms. This is so big and this is so powerful because, and this is actually going to be where we close our homework assignment at the end of tonight, but all of you are here because you have a vision. You are entrepreneurial. You want to live life on your terms. You know, you may have a financial goal in mind, but I'm going to guess that the money isn't the end in sight, it's the lifestyle, right? It's to be able to do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want, wherever you want to. And so creating an income producing asset for yourself that's gonna pay you out for life, whether your goal is $1,000 a month or $100,000 a month, we can coach you to it, right? We've got millionaires on our team making $250,000 a month. Some of you would love to just make $1,000 a month to go towards college loans for your kids or to pay off debt, right? So that's where you're going to need to dig deep and really envision what this vehicle is going to do for you. I can tell you personally where my mindset is now. I've been able to break free, and it's been almost 2 years, and I've come up for air with a baby that's now old enough to walk and talk, and we can kind of get out and do things. And I'm realizing that my husband doesn't have nearly the freedom that I do. And I know that I only have 11 more years left of summer times with my son. And, you know, my biggest goal right now is to create an income producing asset for myself that approaches $500,000 to $1 million a year, not to be rich, but so that I can go rent an Airbnb in Australia for the summertime and experience these moments in education that you can't pay for in an institution for my children, and to be able to bring my husband and allow him to consult versus have to report daily to a company, for him to pursue his dreams, but on his terms, so we can live as a more cohesive unit. So just wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my goals and passions, because we're gonna be challenging you to dig deep, and why you're showing up. You know, why are you on this call at 8:30 at night on a Wednesday, right? So we're going to go through tonight, we're really going to go through our training platform. I want you to understand that the website that we had you do pre-work on is really the basis for all of my training. My view is we use one website for all training because it duplicates beautifully when you begin to grow an organization with people that introduce people that introduce people that introduce people. You want it to be able to duplicate. I want to vision cast to you the income opportunity. Some of you are going to see this for the second and third time. Some of you, this is going to be brand new, which is why we're going over it. And there's going to be a call to action at the end. Now, what can you expect over the next coming weeks to months? We're going to have a weekly live call tonight. Oh, this is important to take note and put in your calendar. Tonight, it's on a Wednesday night, but moving forward, it will always be on Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And there will be guest speakers. It's not just going to be me running the show. I've already got some of our Isogenics millionaires committed to speak life into you guys and train you. I've got many multiple and six-figure income earners on my team that are going to be jumping in to train, along with some of your cohorts who've gone through this and are moving up the ranks and really leading this team. So you get to hear from all levels of experience, but all successful. There will also be content posted weekly on the Facebook page. The name of the Facebook page is Future Executives. Okay, if you're not in that page, make sure your upline, the person who introduced you to these products in this company, have sent you an invitation to be in that page, and make sure you accept it. You need to accept that invitation. We're going to be filling that feed weekly with nuggets of information. None of it should be more than 5 or 6 minutes long if it's a video. Quick tutorials to really begin feeding you just bite-sized information on how to build your organization. So if I were you, I would go in there, just make it a practice once a day, whether it's first thing in the morning, it's at your lunch break, maybe it's after you put the kids to bed, but make it a consistent habit, because our leaders and myself, we're not putting it in there for our good. We're taking the time and putting it in there for you. So we want to make sure you're in there learning and checking it out. And there'll be weekly challenges with giveaways. And so when I wrap up the call tonight, you'll hear what the very first challenge is this week. And I'm going to do a drawing at the end of the weekend for the first three people within the group who complete the assignment and post it are going to get coaching calls immediately with Isogenics millionaires on our team. So, and what else to expect? Growth, personally, professionally, and within your business development. There'll be some live dialogue, not as much today because we're trying to get through some content, but occasionally we'll have calls that are full of Q&A that allow you to bring your challenges to the table, and we can group think and talk through what you're trying to accomplish or achieve, okay? So plan your work and then work your plan, right? You got to plan your work and then work your plan. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is just making sure that you know what's at your fingertips before you get started. So having said that, this website should look familiar to you. If you were added to the group thread and the Facebook page, the pre-work to the call tonight was to go into this website, Global Exec Team, and watch Susan Miller's overview. She does a beautiful job. It's a long video, but well worth it. And she gives you a tutorial of everything and the ins and outs of this page. This page can be used, it's multi-dynamic, to be used for product users and business builders. It's designed so that even if you started yesterday and someone shows up in your organization tomorrow and says, I want to grow a business to 6 figures tomorrow, you don't have to be the expert today. They can lean on this page to begin building their business ABC 1, 2, 3. That's important. Now, it's only a resource and a tool for you if you've done the work to watch the video that walks you through all the tools and resources and how to use them. I'm not going to spend time doing that tonight because Susan does it beautifully in the webpage. You can go in and watch it yourself. I am, however, going to highlight that the Get Started tab up to the top left, I keep my little cursor, you can't see. Let's do this right here. This Get Started tab is where everyone starts day one, whether you've been on the products and you're not interested in the business. And so like I'm thinking of Cloyce, I know you just got started. So Karam should be funneling you to this tab right here first. Hey! And so he should be guiding you to go there. And see this, Karam's going throughout his day as a medical scientist in the field, working full time. He doesn't have time to be a cleanse coach. He doesn't have time to be walking people through everything. And he doesn't need to. He needs to tell Cloyce, hey, go to this Get Started tab, click on step 1, watch these videos, and let's have a follow-up call next week with what questions you have. See, the concept is this website's designed so that it does the work for you while you work, right? Or while you're going about your day doing other things. But it only works for you if you know where the tools and the resources are, right? Okay, now, so the Get Started is for anyone who, whether you're interested in the business or the product, everybody starts there. Because even if you come in 100% biz, you still have to use the products. And if you're coming in 100% biz, you still are going to have to coach some people to the products who have no interest in the business. So you need to know where these resources are if you're going to be the entrepreneur that's going to open up shop with Isogenics, right? Let me take a sip of my kombucha really quick. Okay. Step 2 is Get Success. Get Success is where we as a team are going to spend a ton of time. This is where you're going to grow immensely over the next couple of weeks as we talk about your financial goals, your crystal deadlines, the map to crystal executive, how to understand reports, how to understand cycles, how to understand your compensation model. This is where you become a cognizant and competent business owner, okay? And we're going to use this as our guide. All right, that's it. That was my tutorial on Global Exec. If you haven't had watch Susan Miller's video, please go back and watch it, please. Okay, and it's assigned on the Facebook group page. You just have to click on the website posted on the Facebook page, Future Executives for the pre-work, and it'll take you immediately to her video within this website, okay? Now, so let's talk a little bit about mastering the art of simplicity. And I've used this word duplication a number of times already, but we want to streamline so that what you do duplicates. When you bring in other people interested in the business or even interested in the products and just sharing a little bit to get their products paid for, we need to have a system in place that's simple, okay? And so what I want to do is give you a general orientation. I want you, if you're brand new, I want you to get a pen out and I want you to write these things down. I get a lot of questions about this after folks get started. Oh wait, no, it's the next slide. Get your pen out anyway, because it's going to be on the next slide. But what I want to walk you through when I say this simplicity piece, so this slide here, the Master the Art of Simplicity, I want you to envision, I just want you to think through what I'm going to walk you through is the natural flow of how your business should work, okay? So when the natural flow of your business, let's start with initial onboarding for everyone. For everyone. Like I said before, they need to go to the Global Exec web page and consume the products and follow steps 1 through 3 in the Get Started tab. If you haven't looked at those yet and you're brand new, I want you to go look at it because those are going to be your first steps. What I want you to realize is that in those first 3 steps, we still encourage even just product users. We teach them how to share their positive experience with their network, regardless of if they're interested in the business, because it's important that our satisfied customers get referral bonuses. Because our studies show that when people get referral bonuses and they make a couple bucks, the retainment and long-term adherence to the products goes through the roof. So what you're going to find when you go through steps 1 through 3 is that we coach people how to share with their first 2 people. how to unleash the compensation model. And actually, if they do it within the first 30 days, they get a $150 rank advancement bonus, which is going to pay for their auto ship the next month. Our products are phenomenal, but they taste even better free, right? So everybody's going to go through those first 3 steps. Now, having said that, if they're also interested in the business, we're going to funnel them into listening to the Global Exec team calls. Even if you are brand new and you haven't even listened to a call yet, if you enroll someone tomorrow, you're going to want to suggest that they start listening to the calls too. And if you don't have the dial-in information, I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. We'll talk about that capacity in a second. So if they're interested in the business, you're also going to plug them into the Global Exec team training calls led by 6-figure and multiple 6-figure income earners all the way up to multiple 7-figure income earners for our team. We train daily for 30 minutes, free training. But we also have a Facebook page for product users. A number, I would say the significant amount of your business is going to be product users. And it's really important that even if you're not big on Facebook, the average person spends 4.5 hours on social media, so maybe you don't. And if you don't have a Facebook page, you need to get one. We want you to add people to the Ramp Effect Facebook page because it's our product user Facebook page. There's over 11,000 product users on that page with our team. And what it does is it markets to your network, and it's twofold for prospects. And again, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but it encourages and markets the before and afters in our products. But it's also a huge community of people who've had great success. And a lot of your product users are looking for community, and you want to plug them into community with people who are doing the exact same thing they are. They're going to get facts and tidbits on cleansing and recipes for shakes. And again, this is all about leverage. Let the website do the work. You funnel in your network for the support, right? And we talked about coaching people to eat for free. Again, you're going to learn more about this. So no matter who they are within your organization, when you get started, they're going to funnel through those first couple of steps, 1 through 3 in the website, and learn how to eat for free and get plugged into the Facebook page for product, and plug them into the Global Exec Team training pages, the Global Exec Team webpage for calls for training. Sorry. Now where you grow your business, where you go from recruiting just product users, where you go from making a couple $100 a month to making a couple $1,000 to $10,000 a month is going to be taking that next step, okay? Taking that next step is the business onboarding. This is where people fall short 99% of the time. They're able to bring people in for product, but have no idea how to coach them on how to build a business because they've never done it before, right? And that's why you have to lean on us as you get started. So with the business onboarding, that is where you're actually going to take them through steps 1 through 3, and then you're going to fold them into this training, right? You're going to fold them into this training so that they get the training they need to get started, and it's less work for you as you're going about your day. Now, it's a cyclical process. And what you're going to find is as you grow, as you recruit, as you funnel people in, your people funnel people in, those people funnel people in, you're going to move through the ranks from consultant to manager to director to executive because you're bringing people in and recruiting and your team is recruiting. They're duplicating, right? Before you know it, you're going to be a trainer on these calls. Before you know it, you're going to see yourself responsible for topics leading and you're going to be the master trainer. So I just want to cast that vision to you because many of you are already there. Jennifer Bartram is going to be leading some of these calls. Dawn Turner is going to be leading some of these calls. Christine Manukin is going to be leading some of these calls because they're duplicating. They're doing it. They're growing it. Louisa is going to be leading some of these calls. Okay, let's talk leverage. So if you're on this call, you have some fascination with leverage, right? How can I leverage the efforts of others to create an income opportunity, an income producing asset for myself, okay? Let me give you some key things that you're going to use to leverage to grow your business. This is where I wanted you guys to get your pen and your paper out, okay? We have business opportunity overviews, and many of you have already attended some, okay? Oh, wait, we've got chat up here. Let me see. Let me check the chat box. Hang on a second, guys. I might have to do the chat at the end because this PowerPoint is so good. Love the new slides. It's perfect. Okay. Awesome. Great. All right, good. Thanks for the feedback, guys. I'm gonna jump back out of chat because I've got so much to say and I want to make sure we get through all of it. Thank you for the positive feedback so far. And you guys are going to be leading these calls soon enough. Okay. Now, I need to make sure everyone knows about leverage. What does leverage mean? It means it's 1% of the efforts of 100 people instead of 100% of the efforts of your own. And you're going to learn more and more about this as you grow this business. These people on the line, these 25 people that are on the line right now, many of them you are financially tied to, which means when they put someone in the system, in the hopper, you're getting credit for it too. That's one way that we have leverage. But another way that we have leverage is by, literally our presence and experience and leadership that we can offer as you learn. And what I mean by that is that we have business overviews every Tuesday night. Again, I'm going to use a great example. Coy started last week. He asked great questions. He's already learning a tremendous amount about the business, but he's still brand new, right? But he's business minded, and he may already be in some conversations with some people he's thinking that he would love to manifest into his organization. What would behoove him is to actually funnel his network in to listen to some of these business overviews, including himself, to listen in and hear how the experts are already articulating the income opportunity. See, he doesn't have to be an expert to begin leading with the financial opportunity. He just needs to be able to ask his network if they're open to taking a look. And if they are, he needs to ask them if they'd be willing to watch an overview, okay? So now he has to just follow up and see if they're interested after watching the overview, and then get them on the line with a three-way call with his upline that he can learn as he goes, right? So I hope this is making sense. This is where I want you guys to put pen to paper and organize where your resources is. So write down live business overviews, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time every Tuesday night. Now, for product prospects, you always have that Ramp Effect Facebook page that you can put people into, but still with people who are interested in product, you want them to also watch a video and be able to follow up on it. There's a lot of different resources people gravitate towards for product. I did an overview on our Facebook page this week already. I've already given you a 5-minute nugget. Go in there and watch it. I show you about, we actually have a team web page for prospecting, and it's right here. I have it written down, www.getfree.global, and it has a password in capital letters, get fed. There's a lot of great videos in there that you can send your prospect to take a look, okay? Again, that's the power of leverage. That's the power of you leveraging the efforts of someone else who's already put in the time and organization to create an overview about the product or about the opportunity. You don't have to be the expert. You don't have to take the time. Okay, I actually have personally a product overview that I like to send my network. You can go to YouTube and just type in Melissa Hinault and you can find it. It's when my hair was really short, but that's the video I like to send prospects. But you're gonna need, we're gonna go through a lot of this during training, but know the tools that you can leverage. So then so you've got the overviews, you've got the videos, the prospecting web page, and I gave this nugget in my training overview on the Facebook page, but I don't typically just send the web page out. I like to get people on the phone first, connect with them, understand their health and wellness goals or their interest in the business, and really connect with them, uncover their problem and where they're at in life right now. Why are they not happy in their business? Why are they not happy in their career? Why are they not happy in their health? When you are able to have a 15, 20, 30-minute conversation with someone and connect with them about their goals and aspirations, your enrollment rate is going to go through the roof versus just responding to someone who's interested through text and sending them a website and asking them if they want to get started. So I like to get people on the phone and then follow up. And this is the catch. This, guys, I want you to remember, and this is kind of like 2.0 training that we'll talk about later. But most people aren't going to get started day one when you talk to them. They're just not. They're going to need to chew on it, do their own research. Where many people fall short is when they get off the phone with the prospect, they don't ask for a follow-up date and time to talk to them. This is where I love to insert the getfree.global webpage. As I'm closing out a call, I say, hey, is there any reason you wouldn't want to get started today? And usually they give me a couple of excuses of why they're not ready or that just want to take a look. And I follow up with, great, I'm going to send you a website where I think you'll find it's a one-stop shop and you'll be able to research everything we talked about today. And I'd love to follow up with you in the next 2 or 3 days with your thoughts and feedback. What is the best time in which we can connect? See, now you're getting them to commit to a time to follow up, okay? 9 times out of 10, if I don't do that, I'm chasing people for like a month or two trying to follow up when I thought they were interested. Versus if they give you a verbal commitment and a date, that creates urgency. So we don't want to get off the phone kind of flaccid and like, okay, well, it sounds like you're kind of interested. Well, we'll follow up in a little while after you've done some research. That doesn't create any urgency or deadline for them. You send them the website and you ask them before you get off the phone, when would you like to follow up? Okay. So that's my 2 cents on the webpage. Leverage continued. Okay. So we talked about the webpage. The prospecting webpage. What I want you to keep in mind, and I know, guys, this is like drinking water out of a fire hose. You're like, wow, there's so many. Actually,
feeling better.
I'm going to mute you guys. Having too many resources is an incredible problem to have, and you'll learn them all, so it's okay. All right. Sorry, I had to mute. Somebody was walking through their front door and was really loud. Where'd my slides go? Okay, there we go. So there's 2 types of web pages. There's the getfree.global web page. This is where I hope you have your pen and paper. The getfree.global web page with the password getfit. This is for prospects. This is for follow-up. The homework that we just talked about, where we're going to be doing training as associates, how we're learning to grow our business. This is for people who've already enrolled. That is www.globalexecteam.com. And I have the password wrong. It's one team. There we go. So the password is one team. That's where we're going to be doing all of our training on. If you like to get ahead, like I know Marcy, who may or may not be on the line today because I know she just got married, but you know, Marcy's been in there. She's a PharmD on the team. Her background is to do research, right? So you get on a call with her and she's already studied the compensation model. She can answer questions about the compensation model. You're going to have people on your team like that just want to go do their own research. You love having people on your team like that. Guys, this is like this resource is priceless for training. Now, here's the telephone number for the Get Daily Team calls. Again, I'm going to remind you, these are people who've done it. You guys are on this call because you want to be financially free, right? The people who leave these calls are financially free with Isagenix. I love my podcast. I love learning from people outside of Isagenix. But when it comes to the skill set of building this particular business with these particular products, you have to make space to learn from people who are doing that exactly with this company. The training is for 30 minutes a day, and it's recorded. If you can't catch the live call, you can go catch the recording in this website up here. I'm going to give you guys 2 nuggets. They're really, really important that I implemented early on. in the notes section of your phone, you want to put this website in the notes section of your phone. Once you've put the password in once, when you click on that website, it should allow you just to pop in immediately. Have that in the notes section of your phone so that whenever you've missed a get call, you can hop on late at night while you're doing dishes, while you've got a 30-minute drive. If you're over on the West Coast, I know you guys sit in the car a lot, right? Maximize your time. The second nugget is this number right here, save it with the passcode in your contacts, okay? I have the Get Team calls in my contacts with the code, and set a permanent alarm. I can't tell you how many times life's been crazy with I've got 3 kids. Do you know how crazy 8 o'clock in the morning is? It's insane. So I have an alarm on my phone that goes off every single day when I'm in the throes of making breakfast or loading kids in the car or whatever it is that reminds me to dial in. Don't assume you will remember. Okay. So that's that. Once and I hit on this a minute ago, and then we're going to get into some good stuff here. And we're wrapping up at 9:30. I told you guys the first call is going to be a little bit long. 3-way call. So once you have some people interested, and we're going to get some training on this, but it never hurts to talk about it now. When you get interest early on, don't hesitate to pull in your upline to support you. You shouldn't know anything yet. You just got started. And if you're just now connecting with your warm network, they should understand if you say, hey, you know, I am super excited about these products, or I'm super excited about this opportunity. The person who's introduced this to me is super trustworthy and high in integrity, and I'm just really excited about it. However, I'm still learning, and in order to make sure you get your questions answered and I can learn along the way, I'd love to get so-and-so on the phone. That you can bring me or anyone in your upline on the phone to make sure we get your questions answered. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's get into some fun stuff here. Okay, so just in summary, I just want to cast a vision to you guys that the goal of network marketing, okay, you're going to get a lot of no's, okay? A lot of people the no's just mean not right now. The goal of network marketing is just to engage your network to take a look. Find common ground and ask them if they'd be willing to take a look, whether it's in alignment with the products, their health and wellness goals, or the business. And they either are or they aren't open to taking a look. And if they are, you're going to want to send them some quick information, maybe a video, and quickly schedule a follow-up call with your upline. And then you enroll. And then you funnel them into that step 1 on the global exec team page that we talked about. And you do it over and over and over again until you become the expert and you're doing the 3-way calls with your team that you are growing and exploding, right? Okay, let me take one more sip of kombucha here. Now, who wants to talk a little bit about money tonight? I should let some of you guys run this part of the call because you could totally crush it. So let's talk a little bit about the money. Some of you just started last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. So some of you, your initial goal is going to be to recoup the cost of the investment in your business, right? You just want to get your products paid for. Let me break it down for you. The beauty of this business is that is the business, is teaching people how to get their products paid for. It's a unit of 3. The person who consumes the products, and then teaching that person how to share with 2 people so they unleash the compensation plan and began getting profit share from the company along with rank advancement bonuses. I know that's kind of going over some people's heads. We're going to delve into that through the weeks. But if I could drill it down to the most simplistic piece of this business is that we build in units of 3. We bring in people and teach them how to share with 2. Those 2 people come in, we teach them how to share with 2, because the studies and data show that when people go consultant and get their products paid for, they're more committed to stay committed for life. You want a massive organization of people who are eating a little bit of product. A lot of people eating a little bit of product is going to grow a massive network. I have a network of over 4,500 people, of which I get paid 6% of the profit share on. That is what you have to look forward to as you grow your organization. Okay, so the slide's a little funny, but let's just talk about, so let's say this is you, okay? You came in, you bought a value pack. Let's say you bought a value pack for $589, okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is when you enroll your first person on another value pack, so there's referral bonuses for many of the packs and even just custom packs, and we'll get into that on a later training date. But for the sake of this example, I'm just teaching you guys how to get your product paid for. So you came in and the company gave you $100 for sharing your pack, the exact same pack, with someone else. Now, the beauty of our compensation model is if you do that twice in the same week, not only does the company give you $100 for each pack, double it. So now you get $200 for each pack. Now, here's a super cool thing. Not only do you get that $400, they typically give you a $50 rank advancement bonus. Congratulations. You have now unleashed the compensation plan where the company now is going to open up the door for residual income, which means now that you have two, one on your right, one on your left, you begin to participate in the profit share, global growth, and expansion of this company, okay? And it's huge. It is big money because we are in massive momentum right now. Here's the cool thing. If you rank advanced to consultant in 30 days or less right now, like Kristen O'Rear did, and I'm sure other people on the line, Kristen enrolled, she actually enrolled 5 in her first 30 days, which is incredible. But the company gave her an additional $100, right? So you can make a total of $550 by enrolling 2 people in the first 30 days, right? Everybody needs to get comfortable with this. And if you're not at consultant yet and you're brand new, guess what? This is step number 1, share with 2 people, right? Get your products paid for. Now, and this just runs the numbers for you. So you have a value pack, you get a 400 in what we call product introductory bonuses. You also get 150 in rank advancing to Crystal Consultant. Now you're down to $39 is what you've spent, but you've cycled, which is that profit sharing. The company is giving you 6% of the volume that just came through your center for sharing those 2 value packs, and they give you $54. So now you ate your food, you got it for free, and the total cost was negative $15. You actually made money off the food you ate, okay? So that's getting started. Now I want to delve into just casting a little bit of a bigger vision, and I hope you guys can see my screen. If you're on a phone, make sure you can see the screen of how this grows and how it creates residual income. So we talked about going Crystal Consultant, and you've already done that in this picture. You've got one on your right and one on your left. You've already earned $550. So this is Kristen O'Rear, right? This was her right and her left. Although I don't know exactly what packs you enrolled, Kristen, but I'm just giving this as an example. Now Kristen brings in, let's say, Brandon over here to the left. This is a picture of a woman on we'll just pretend. So now she's got Brandon on one side, and let's say that the person that she enrolled also brings in someone else. Guess what? The person that she brought in, let me give some names here. We'll make them up. So let's say you can't see my cursor. That's the problem. Okay. So let's say this is Kristen. Let's say Kristen brings Brandon in right here. Now Brandon says, oh, I catch the vision, Kristen. You've really talked to me about the compensation model. I'm really interested in the business, but first I'd love to just get my products paid for. Kristen's gonna say, great, you need to share with 2 people. She's gonna run through with him the compensation model and how he can get $550. So he goes and finds his 2 just like she did. And if she can coach him to do that in 30 days, he's going to get all the income that she just got, right? She's paving it forward for him. And she gets $100 for each consultant that she makes. So the consultant on her right, she gets $100. The consultant on her left, she gets $100. Now she's made $750 in her second month that she's working on. Now, not only does she make the rank advancement, not only does she make the rank, so that's consultant creation bonuses. You get $100 for every consultant you create. But she's also going to get a rank advancement bonus of $250. Now she's made $1,000 this month. $1,000, right? So pretty incredible. So I wanted to highlight that as like the basics. And this funnel, I should have showed you guys the funnel a while ago. I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. Okay. So what I want to do here. So this is where residual income comes into play. I want you guys to envision. So let's say, Cloyce, you're up here at the top. You're brand new, right? So you don't think you're a part of an organization yet. But the beauty is you have joined forces. Hang on a second, I stopped sharing. Hang on, guys. Gotta love technology. And share. Move this over. This is where the compensation model gets really sexy and exciting, okay? So, oh, you know, the problem is I can't draw. Yeah, I can. If you're not learning, you're not growing. You know, I don't know what color that is. All right. So I'm going to put a C. Cloyce, you didn't know you were going to be my example today. So here's Cloyce. Let's say that's Cloyce. He came in 2 days ago, last week, a couple days ago. What he doesn't realize is that he's actually joined a team. And Karam is up here above Cloyce, right? Now, up above Karam is Melissa, okay? Here's the power of leverage with Isogenics. Cloyce now has his position on the tree, right? Let's say, ignore the green underneath for now. Just ignore the green and pretend like that hasn't happened yet. Now, while Cloyce is eating and learning, also Kristen had come into the organization. So I'll put a K right here. K, my drawings, 2 Kristens. There's a K for Kristen and a K for Karam. Now, Cloyce is sitting here eating, right? Well, Kristen is like on fire. She's already enrolled 5 people. She's on the same team leg as Cloyce. They're financially tied. They don't even know it. They don't know each other. They're from across the country. Kristen's putting in her 1% of effort. Karam's putting in his. I'm putting in mine. There's 100 of us. There's actually 4,500 of us. But Kristen says, Melissa, I've got someone new to enroll. Bam, she puts this person in. And a couple days later, she says, I've got this other person from pharmacy school I'm going to enroll. Bam, on the team leg. Now I say, gosh, I just enrolled Dr. Andy Bowman. Bam, Dr. Bowman goes here. Karam says, I've got this, my real estate agent just finally closed the deal on her. Bam, enrolled, right? Now, Cloyce hadn't enrolled a single person yet, right? He hadn't enrolled anybody. But he's got a fat piece of real estate. You know why? Because all that volume is running through his center, all of it. So he starts last week. Let me run some numbers for you just as an example. If he started last week, he hasn't enrolled anyone. And let's say this person got on a value pack. Does anybody want to unmute themselves and say how much business volume is in a value pack? I got 26 people on the line. Somebody can unmute. How much volume how much BV, business volume in a value pack? Anybody? What's that?
320.
320. All right. So Kristen's enrollment there, 320 BV. Guess what? That runs through Cloyce's Business Center. Okay. So then we've got this other enrollment that Karam put in. Let's say this person just wanted to get in and get a position. They got 100 BV. Well, this person down here, they decided they really want to run with the business, and there's 4 people in their family, so they ordered a ultimate pack. I think that's 620 BV, right? Can you guys, and then let's say a month from now, Cloyce is like, okay, I've got my feet under me. I've had a great experience with the products. I've been listening to the calls. Game on. Game on. And then what happens? Cloyce goes, I got an enrollment. And he goes, I'm going to put it in the hopper. Here we go. And he goes, oh, I got another enrollment. I've been talking to these people. Well, got one more. Guess what's happening? Guess what's happening? And then let's say Karen says, I've got one more too. Okay. All this volume runs through everyone. Everyone. Okay. Now, we talked about profit share. Does anyone want to take a stab at how much BV does it take for the company to pay you out for your first profit share or a cycle? How much BV is required for a cycle? I'm getting deep.
100.
100. 100 or
900.
900. That's right. So we know that 900 BV equals a cycle. Okay. Oops. Right. Now, I'm looking at the numbers, and this is just the team lag. I didn't put numbers in over here. Let's say this person gets 150. Let's say this person gets 200. Let's say this person gets 110. Okay. Now, when you start running those numbers, okay, this is where profit share starts to happen and leverage starts to happen. You've got 320 plus 100 plus 620 plus 150 plus 200 plus 110. That's, guess what, folks? That is, that's 1,500 BV right there. Okay, now that's on one side. And what needs to be taken into consideration is when the company pays you out, they actually pay you from the right and left. And you're going to learn more about this. And I know I'm getting a little bit into the weeds, but you guys are going to be business owners, and it's important that you don't go into this blindly, hoping and wishing and knowing that people you know are making money, and so you will too, right? By the end of these 3 months, I want you to be competent, confident, and articulate, and 100% with unwavering belief, passionate about what you can do with this compensation model when you run with a team, right? So what you need to keep in mind is the company, the way they pay you out on that 900 business volume is they take 300 from one side. I want to write. They take 300 from one side, and they take 600 from the other side, and that totals 900. So you can see that 600, that equates to 2 cycles already on this side. You've already accumulated 1,500 BV on your right-hand side, which is the equivalent of 2 cycles, depending on what's going on the left side. So this, you guys, this excites me. This fires me up. Those of you who've been around a while, and you can look in your back office. I know Kristen sent me messages where she's like, hey, I see there's already people in my tree, and I haven't, like, they are not people that I enrolled, right? And she's like, oh, I see that they're under people that I enrolled. And I'm like, yes. And it blows people's minds. They're like, how can the company afford to pay people out like this? Like, how can they allow all of us to share this volume? The reality is most people don't leverage the compensation model. It's like an insurance company. They are hedging their bets and they know from the data, 85% of the people who eat these products eat them, love them, and that's it. They don't leverage the comp model. Then there's about 10% of people who leverage it a little bit, and they go consultant, and they go manager, and it's a huge part of my organization. People love the products. They share the products, but they're not passionate about making, running with it as an income producing asset, and they get paid out here and there. There's only 5% of people within Isagenix that get this model and have the tenacity and the focus to actually pursue it. So the company hedges their bets that we can make a lucrative compensation model because not everyone's going to leverage it. Does that make sense? Because if you're looking at this like, holy cow, how can they afford to do this? They couldn't if everybody who came in ran with it. They couldn't. That's the reality. But in 17 years, they haven't changed the value of a cycle since day one, which is huge because the company has gone to nearly $1 billion a year in sales, and they haven't changed the comp model. If you don't have much of a background in network marketing, let me tell you something. When companies start to take off, shareholders and owners get really greedy. And they say, hey, look, the opportunity is wide. The company's growing. You guys are going to make money anyway. We're going to bring down the value of a cycle, right? And you see this with other network marketing companies all the time where they start out, let's say, at a value of $70 a cycle. It's really uploading, front loading, getting the organization lifted up off the ground. And then as the company gets successful and successful and successful, the owners start to pull back what they're willing to share with their associates, and they get greedy. They get real greedy. You don't see that in Isagenix. They just continue to throw money at us. The comp model, we get more money than I did 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Okay, I'm so fired up, and it is time to wrap up in 3 minutes, but I think we're good. We're good on time because I think I'm almost done. Is this making, like, I know that a lot of you who are new, your head is still spinning. Just let it excite you. Okay, somebody says, oh my God, I need to do the alarm idea. I've been doing that too. Extremely helpful. You're doing an amazing job. Thanks for making it so simple to understand. Okay, awesome, awesome. And you're gonna hear it over and over and over again. Guys, I was ignorant to the power of this for a long time. And I was a product lover, and I was very lucky in that I could just share with enthusiasm, and my business grew. But where I idled was when people leaned in and were like, tell me more about the business. How are you earning this money? And I had no idea how I was earning the money. And I lost prospects who could have been incredible business builders because I had no idea how I was making the money. Don't be that person who has no idea how to make the money. I would challenge you, if you're pursuing this and you're telling people you're going to be an Isagenix millionaire or you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you better damn well know how you're going to make the money. Because I wouldn't get into pursuing six figures, multiple six figures without understanding how this business works, right? So I'm playing a little bit of like tough love, but it's true. But I'm challenging you because once you really get it, you're not going to be able to sleep like me because you're going to be so excited about the opportunity. And many of you are already there. Sorry, I said a bad word. I cuss sometimes. Okay, let's wrap up. Let me go back to sharing because I'm almost done. And I want to announce to you guys what my first challenge is for you. Okay. So now we know how powerful all this volume is that runs through my example of that was little old me up top 4 years ago, and now I've got 4,500 people because I didn't give up, right? Okay, summary. It's a funnel, okay? It's a funnel effect in growing this business, and we're going to talk a lot about this, so don't let this screenshot overwhelm you because this is going to be a lot of what we talk about over the next couple of weeks. But it's a funnel effect in network marketing. You're connecting with people, and then whether they're interested in the business or the product, you want to make sure you have a way for them to validate, either validate through an opportunity overview or a video about the product, right? Once they've reviewed and there's a level of interest, you want to pull in your upline for a three-way call, and they're going to help you close the deal and enroll them. Once you close the deal and you enroll them, you're going to funnel them into the Global Exec Team page where they can watch videos on how to get started with their products. Meanwhile, you want to get plugged into the calls and start getting trained. Okay? That's it. Now, I'm not gonna, okay, I might as well show you guys these numbers a little bit. So we said 1 cycle is $54. 5 cycles a week is $270. 10 cycles a week is $540. 20 cycles a week is $1,000. And we get down to 100 cycles a week, it's $5,400 a week. And then you max out a business center at 250 cycles a week, and then you get to re-enter. We have 3 people on our team who are in re-entries right now. What does that mean? That means they've maxed out making $13,500 a week just in cycles. Just in cycles. This doesn't take into consideration bonus pool money or rank advancement money. And they've re-entered into a new position to do it all over again. Okay? So if that doesn't excite you guys, I don't know what does. Okay, I'm not going to go through that. I'm going to wrap up. So, in summary, here's your homework assignments, and I'll make sure I open up for any last minute questions. Plug into the GAT calls daily. We have 8 or 10 different speakers from all walks of life. You're going to love some of them you're not going to resonate with. That's okay, because guess what? You're going to enroll someone who will resonate with them, and you're going to be glad they are leading the calls that week, right? Check the Future Executives Facebook page. Just check it once a day to see what awesome leaders have taken time to put in there for you to learn. We're giving you notes about things that they find helpful that you're going to find helpful. And mark your calendar and go Crystal Consultant. What does that mean? It means from the day you enrolled and you flip the switch and go associate, we want to see you share with 2 people in the first 30 days and get that $150 Crystal Consultant bonus and rank advance. That should be priority number 1. Now, here's the assignment for the rest of the week. So the assignment for the rest of the week, and I'm going to post it when I get off the phone here, is to watch a video that Peta Kelly did. She's the fastest to millionaire ever in Isogenics. She grew a multiple 7-figure business between the ages of, I think, 22 and 25. Okay? She's brilliant, and she does a video. It's a couple of years old, and she does this talk on stage about what drives you, what motivates you, and I really opened at the beginning of the call with this. Because if you're looking for a particular dollar number, you're going to give up. And I hate to sound harsh, but you have to be able to taste, touch, feel, and imagine what that freedom is going to do for you. And Peta's really going to hit on this. When I pushed for 4-star to retire from corporate America, yeah, there was a dollar sign that I needed to meet in order to quit my job, but it was the vision of being able to see my kindergartner get off the bus his very first day and me be there to welcome him off the bus. It was the vision of me being able to take my kids to Maine for 3 weeks last summer, put them in a cottage, and give them experiences they still talk about and beg to do again to this day. And now for me, it's the vision of them being a little bit older and taking them to the Gold Coast of Australia for a couple of weeks with the sun and the experience and the culture. And it's those types of things that are going to drive you. The money is only a means to an end. So the homework assignment is to listen to her video, because she's going to challenge you to think about that. And I'll post it in our group in just a couple of minutes, our Facebook group. And everyone who goes into that post by Sunday night at midnight and goes into the comment section and puts in a little blurb about what drives you. I want you to be vulnerable. This is a small group. I want you to share with your teammates what's driving you with this business, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write everyone's names down who make a comment about what drives them on that post, and I'm going to put your names in the hat, and I'll do a Facebook Live on Sunday or maybe Monday morning, and I'll pull 3 names out of the hat. And the people's names who I pull out get a free coaching call with either Patty or Herb Cepeda, who are the #1 income earners in the world for Isagenix. #1. They're making $250,000 a month, okay? Or you get to choose Susan or Murray Miller, who are Isagenix millionaires, incredible. They lead some of our get calls. Or Jessica Johnson, who's making $1 million a year, who is also on our team. So I'm gonna raffle off 3 people who engage and vulnerably share, put pen to paper, put words into the comment section of the post, what drives them, and they're gonna win a free coaching call where you get to ask and talk and conversate with the top income earners in the world for Isagenix. Is that cool? Because I think it's cool. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up. Chloe says, I have to go. I have a conference call to lead in my commodity business. I enjoyed the call. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Anybody have any questions, comments? I know this was a lot. Like I said, moving forward, our calls will have one bolus piece of content, but the welcome call, we had to get a lot out and get you oriented. So any questions, comments before we get started with the rest of the training? Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, next week you guys are going to be learning about goal setting, and I think Dawn Turner is going to be leading that call. Watch Peta's video, post what your goals are, what drives you in that post, and get a free coaching call with a millionaire. All right, guys. Have a good evening.